Hi, I'm Ruby Dixon, and welcome back to part 4 of Asking South Africans Interesting Questions. We're going to be finding out what they do for a living, how much money they make, and other interesting facts. Let's get into it. Okay, so what is your name, your age, and what do you do for a living?
Hi, my name's Krishni. I'm 46 years old. I'm an independent consultant for finance. Yeah, I've been a finance manager prior for a couple of years, and I've now gone on my own and I'm consulting independently for companies in and around.
So, did you go to university, and if so, what did you study?
I've been to UNISA. I've done it on a part-time basis, a BCom degree.
And did you think that university was worth your time?
Yes, definitely. I think that in order to improve yourself and to grow in your age and in your life, you need to have additional education. And I'm a mother of 2, and I instill that with my kids, and I want them to get tertiary education so they can have a better life for themselves.
So, how did you find when you had children, finding that balance between work and motherhood?
Sure, that's been very hectic, and if I must say, I'm a single mother with 2 teenage boys, and it's been hectic, but you just persevere and you do the best you can.
So, on a month-to-month basis, about how much money are you currently making?
The bracket that I'm currently in is between 60 to 90,000.
And do you feel well compensated? So, do you feel like the amount of work that you're putting in is worth the money that you're getting out?
Currently, yes, in my position and what I am doing, yes, I am happy with the bracket that I'm in.
And what do you think the average salary in South Africa tends to be?
In finance?
Yes, in finance.
Okay, so there's different aspects in finance, and being a financial manager, I've had people that are under me. You get clerks, you get supervisors, you get team leaders. So there are different brackets, and yes, I think they are market related. But KZN would be lower to the other cities, being Johannesburg and Cape Town, because the standard of living is much higher in the other provinces. So for Durban, yeah, I agree that they are market related.
And have you ever worked remotely? So, have you ever worked online?
Just during the COVID times between 2020 and 2021, we had to work from home and remote. But other than that, I've always been office based.
And how did you find working remotely? Did you enjoy it or not?
Yes, I guess with certain aspects when it's not month end, because we're talking specifically finance, you can work remotely. But when it's deadlines and you need to make payments and you need to check recons, you need to be on site with your staff. So that was a bit challenging. But yeah, you do what you can during the crisis, and we came through.
And would you ever work for an American company if the opportunity presented itself?
Absolutely, I would.
And what do you think the benefits of working for an American company would be?
Look, compared to South Africa and America, it is different in status, in the way the countries are, and etc. They're more developed in America, and there's more opportunities. And yes, and even with my growing kids, I always tell them that if the opportunity arises to travel, they must take it.
Okay, and then lastly, what do you think that the world needs more of?
It needs more of kind human beings that are willing to help, charity where we can. It's about giving as much as receiving, and that's what I think we need to do.
Okay, so what is your name, your age, and what do you do for a living?
My name is Peaceful Kagi. I'm 44 years old. I'm a cleaner in the company, and I'm a mother of 7 kids.
So how long have you been working in this industry for?
7 years.
And do you enjoy it?
Yes, I enjoy working here.
And how did you find balancing motherhood and working at the same time?
It's hard, but we need to do it as a mother to support our kids. We have to wake up and go work.
And so on a month-to-month basis, about how much money are you currently making?
I'm making that, although it's not enough for my kids, but we are surviving on that wages.
So when you say you're surviving on those wages, how much money do you think the average South African would need on a month-to-month basis in order to survive?
Like 10,000 rand.
And do you think that most of the country is not receiving that?
Yes, it's not, because we have to pay light, water, and then the food for the kids, especially the kids. They are traveling with the transport. We have to pay transport every month.
And did you go straight from school to working, or did you go to university?
No, from school to work.
And how did you find that?
It's not easy not to be educated, because maybe if we were going school, then we have to work nice job. But we went school. My parents didn't have enough money to go university, and then we're trying to work so we can survive.
And how did that make you feel? Were your friends going to university, or were the people around you also in the same situation?
You're not feeling happy when you see that girls you were growing with, they're working different places like bank everywhere, but it's a life.
When you were younger and growing up, what was your dream job? What did you want to do when you were growing up?
I wanted to be a doctor.
That's really cool. Okay, and then what do you feel that the world needs more of?
To fight corruption and the drugs in our community. It's killing our kids.
Okay, so what is your name, your age, and what do you do for a living?
My name is Cheryl. I'm 41 years old. I work at a local company as a supervisor.
So how long have you been in this industry for, being a supervisor?
9 years.
And do you enjoy doing what you're doing?
Yes, I do.
And growing up, what was your dream job? What did you want to do when you were younger?
My dream was to be a social worker.
And have you done any social work in the past?
No, but the reason why my dream was to be a social worker is because I love to help people and to take care. Yeah, that's what it was my dream.
So on a month-to-month basis, how much money are you currently making around about?
I think 15 grand.
And do you feel like that is enough to support yourself and your family?
Yeah, although it's not enough, but I'm happy with that. Yeah.
And then is there another income in your household? Does anyone else in your family work?
Yes, my husband works under a taxi industry.
Have you ever worked online or anything like that?
No, I never work online.
So then how did the COVID-19 pandemic impact you?
Because by that time, we have to stay at home without job. And our kids suffer to go to school. And if I can remember, my mother passed away on that COVID, which was very stressful for me. Yeah.
So how do you manage your finances now? How do you save money and how do you spend your money wisely?
What I taught myself, I'm doing some calculation, and I know how much I have to spend for grocery. I know how much for transport for kids, and then on that money I need to save something for future. That's how I manage my financial.
And then what is your New Year's resolution for 2025 in terms of your working ethic or business orientated things?
I want to build my house, renew everything.
And how much money do you think is comfortable for a South African to be making on a month-to-month basis?
I think at least 19 to 20,000.
Okay, and then lastly, what do you feel that the world needs more of?
I think the world needs more creating job for young generation to stop the crime. I think the crime, it started when there's no job. Yeah, I think if the world can give the young generation a job, that will make the world. Yeah.
What is your name, your age, and what do you do for a living?
My name is Banele, and I'm 28 years old this year. I work for a cheese company based in Balito as a production manager stroke cheese maker.
So how long have you been in this industry for?
I've been making cheese for like 7 years now and counting more this year.
And what is the best and worst part about working in the food industry?
I've not seen the much bad side of it. I mean, it's been a good thing for me because I've learned, look, today I can make cheese from scratch. Like, it has improved my life a lot. So I can't really say I've had bad times. I mean, we do have breakdowns not there and there, but look, we deal with it and move on. Yeah.
And then how much money are you currently making around about on a month-to-month basis?
Well, I'll just say in rents, 25k to 30. That's the bracket.
And do you feel well compensated? So do you feel like the amount of work you're putting in is worth the money that you're getting out?
Look, we always want more money. I mean, but yeah, at the minute, I'm happy. I'm getting paid what I deserve, I think, or even I deserve more, but it's good enough. I survive with it.
And then what do you think that the average South African should be earning in order to survive on a month-to-month basis in this country?
I think 10k should be enough for one to survive. It should be there.
And do you think that majority of the country is not receiving that amount of money?
Most guys I know, or my close friends, don't receive that amount of money, but there's a couple that I know, that are getting paid the same amount that I just mentioned.
And what are your tips for saving money in this country or investing money? How do you save money or put money aside?
I'm just going to speak on my side now and say what I think of it, because I don't think if you work for someone or work for a company, investing is not an option, but you can save money yourself. It's best, because the tax rate is just ridiculous in this country. It's so bad. So I would say just make sure you save money for yourself rather than investing.
So have you ever worked from from home?
Unfortunately, no. I mean, even during COVID, we were still coming to work, so I'm always in work.
Would you like to work remotely at some point in your life?
I would love to in future.
So then what do you think the benefits of working at home would be? And then what do you think the negatives would be for working at home?
You might find it hard to finish your tasks that are given to you because there's disturbance. You've got your family there, your kids coming from school and all that. So yeah, there's not much advantage of it. Rather than, having to sleep till late or maybe the time or taking longer breaks than you do at work. So yeah.
And then growing up, what was your dream job? What did you want to do when you were growing up?
Believe me or not, I wanted to join the SA Army.
No way.
I'm telling you.
What changed your mind?
I don't know. I think I came into this cheese business earlier than I had to apply for the military or something. But yeah, the dream is still there. It can still happen. But yet I am making cheese today and I enjoy it.
Okay, and then lastly, what advice would you give your younger self?
I'm telling you, I would tell myself a couple of things. Like stay in school, listen to your elders more. Like study, have options in life, Don't rush into things. Make sure you do what you love.
Okay, so what is your name, your age, and what do you do for a living?
My name is Pumi. I'm 30, turning 31 next week Friday. I work as a quality manager in one of the food factories.
And how do you find this job? Do you enjoy doing what you're doing?
I enjoy it. However, sometimes it's stressful, but I enjoy it a lot.
And how long have you been in this industry for?
For 7 years now.
And what did you want to do growing up? What was your dream job?
They changed. I first wanted to be a lawyer. Then from there, I wanted to be a pharmacist. Then somewhere along the line, I wanted to be a doctor. Then after matric, during matric, when we're doing our applications, I did all the applications, including pharmacist. Then the last one, I added food technology. Then I was like, because I wanted to be a pharmacist, we're wearing white coats, and food safety, also wearing white coats, why not? That's where everything happened.
So did you study at university?
Yes, I did study at Durban University of Technology, National Diploma in Food Technology.
And did you feel like that was worth your time going to university?
It was, because even though it doesn't really teach you what to do at work, it narrows your mind or it focuses your mind at the workplace in terms of, it shapes your mind, this is where my focus is. So it did for me work, yes.
And how would you describe your work ethic?
Be professional at the time, then try by all means be friendly and be able to work with other people.
And then now, currently on a month-to-month basis, about how much money are you making? You can give me a roundabout.
Plus or minus 30.
And do you feel well compensated? So do you feel like the amount of work that you're putting in is worth the money that you're getting out?
Not really, because sometimes you work extra hours. With my work, you also do audits and stuff, so you need to put extra work sometimes.
I mean, you're always striving for more, right?
You're always striving for more. It can never be enough, but then we try and live with whatever we have. Yeah.
And how much money do you think is comfortable to be making in South Africa in 2025?
It will be hard to answer because I've said before, it depends on your responsibilities that you have. And yeah, I think above 30, that will be, because someone can say lower than that, but above 30, you can preferably, yeah.
And then have you ever worked remotely or have you ever worked online?
I've never worked online, but I've attended a couple of seminars online, trainings online.
And how do you find working remotely? What are the positives and the negatives?
The negatives about working online is that you time your own time, you manage your own schedules. Sometimes you can be chaotic. I have 2 kids, so it can never work for me because there will be sometimes they're showing their faces. But the positive side is that you can juggle. You can do 2 jobs at a time on your spare time. Yeah, that's the positives.
Okay, and then lastly, what's the best advice that you've ever received?
Never take things to face. Always think about your decision before making them.
And who gave you that?
My boss.
Okay, so what is your name, your age, and what do you do for a living?
Okay, my name is Carol Worth. I'm upwards of 50 and I'm an accountant.
So how long have you been in this industry for?
I've worked as an accountant for 30 years and I've been in car hire, I've been in used car dealerships and manufacturing.
And what was your favorite industry to be in, to be an accountant in?
Actually, I've enjoyed them all because they're all various experiences that I've learned, and with them I've actually grown a great deal. So I've had exposure, so that's what I appreciated.
And what's your favorite part of your job?
It's actually finding where we are going. You know, just looking at the future and seeing, well, we're actually profitable or we're not, and how we can actually try and take steps in order to achieve success, and just the basic overall growth of a company.
What did you want to do when you were growing up? What was your dream job growing up? Because I'm assuming it wasn't an accountant.
Not at all. Not at all. I actually wanted to study law and I wanted to do criminal law, but unfortunately at the time it wasn't a viable industry. And I actually chatted with my family and that, and I come from an accounting background, and everyone in my family said to me, no, do accounting first and then obviously see where that takes you, because then at least if you weren't working in an industry, you could at least work from home. And then they said if I really wanted to go into law, I could. And with an accounting degree, you get exposure to commercial law and company law and things like that. So I got the best of both worlds. Yeah. And I don't regret it because, as I say, it's opened opportunities for me.
And how did you find university? Did you feel like it was worth your time?
Absolutely. But the main thing with university was the fact that I had to zero in and actually just do it for myself. You know, you don't have outward influences. You've got to literally do it by your own and get to where you need to be.
So then have you ever worked remotely?
Never. I haven't had a need to. There was, during COVID, there was opportunities, but in my industry at the time, we didn't need it because we could still work around the parameters. But if I had to work remotely, it wouldn't be a problem because, you know, the discipline of university life and training gives you that.
And would you ever work for an American company?
Wherever opportunities open their doors, I'm gladly, I pursue it. So, as I say, I'd have to assess the situation, and if it's beneficial to me and to the company, then definitely.
And what do you think the benefits of working for an international company would be?
It's looking at a different way of life and how they operate in a business environment, and also it's first world exposure often, so you actually see things as they're happening in the main hubbubs of the world. So that, to me, it shows you the growth and the potential where we can be.
And then currently, on a month-to-month basis, about how much money are you making?
Well, I put it in a range, and I'd say it's upwards between 40 and 65.
And do you feel well compensated for the amount of effort that you're putting in?
Yes, I do, because, at the end of the day, I come to work, I do what I am required to do, and I get job satisfaction with what I'm doing. So yes, obviously we would all want to earn more, and obviously that there's always the potential for that. But yes, no, I feel I am compensated.
And then what do you think is a comfortable amount of money for the average South African to be making in 2025?
Oh, that's a difficult one, because depending on which money bracket you are in life that you want, you can go from any extreme. You can be just an ordinary civilian, or you can be a person in the upper echelons. So, I think what it amounts to is what you're happy with and what you can survive and give yourself a good standard of living. So that's what. So as I say, I think it's a very personal one. So I could say to you, it could be 50,000, but the average person might say, no, we can do it on 30, or they could say, absolutely not, 75. It's strictly an individual thought on the matter.
And then what are your tips for saving money and using your money responsibly?
Okay, I come from an old school family, so right from the get-go, I was encouraged to open RAs and pension. Well, I have pension funds and pension provident things. I've got unit trusts. So all along, I was very lucky. I happened to meet a financial advisor early on, and he advised me, and he said to me, go this route, and he's kept in touch with me. So any of my major financial decisions, I run it past him, and he's been very helpful in that manner. Although I come from an accounting background, I don't come from a stock background where the best investments are. So I would encourage any person starting out to actually think retirement. Even though you're starting out, the sooner you put it in place, and it becomes dead money. So you don't worry about it, but at least it's in place. And then I'd say, as you are able to acquire more funds, then look at unit trusts, and then property, definitely.
Okay, and then lastly, what advice would you give your younger self today?
to be more adventurous, to grab more opportunities. When you start off, you are very insecure. Well, at least when we started out, I have noticed today the youth of today are a lot more independent and much more get out there and go. So I would say grab every opportunity. Don't say no. Look and run with it. You never know where you will end.
Okay, so what is your name, your age, and what do you do for a living?
Carmen, I'm 26 years old and I'm a bookkeeper.
And how long have you been doing this for?
2 years?
And do you enjoy doing what you're doing?
Yes.
What is your favorite part about your job and your least favorite part about your job?
Least favorite part is dealing with difficult clients. And then the favorite part is the organizing of it.
And did you go to university?
No, I did not.
Do you regret that, or do you think that it was a good choice?
I think I've got a few years of experience, so it's a good thing.
And then about on a month-to-month basis, how much money are you currently making?
Between 20 and 30.
And do you feel well compensated?
Yes, I do.
And what do you think is a comfortable amount of money to be making in this country in 2025?
I think to be comfortable between 30 and 40.
And what do you think the majority of South Africans are making?
10 to 15 a month.
And growing up, what was your dream job?
I didn't have one. I wanted to be everything. It was everything from architecture to all of it. No, I can't say all of it.
And did you enjoy school?
No, I hated it.
So did you prefer the working industry over school?
Yes, definitely. I preferred work, yes, very much.
Because a lot of people say that like once you leave school, it's not as great. It's usually like there's this kind of pessimism towards going into the working industry. So what do you think makes the working industry a better place than the education system?
I have choices. I can do what I want to when I need to do it. There's no one telling me that I have to, because I don't have to if I don't want to.
And have you ever worked remotely?
Yes, I did for a very short period of time, and I did not like it.
What did you not like about it?
Being excluded from people and not being able to interact with other people, and only Zoom and no.
And did you see any positives in it?
Yes, I learned a lot from it. To be able to work, obviously work, but to be able to grow and to deal with not seeing people, it's something to get used to.
Yeah. And then if you were approached by an international company to work for them online, would you ever take the opportunity?
Online? No.
Why?
I've done it. It doesn't work for my personality. I'll move 100%, but not online. No, thank you.
And what do you think the benefits would be for working for an American company?
I have worked in America before. I was an au pair there, and they are very kind and very nice. I don't know.
And then what would you say our country needs more of? Like, what do you think South Africa as a whole is lacking?
Common sense. Yes, that's my full answer.
Okay, so what is your name, your age, and what do you do for a living?
My name is Banele. I'm 34 years old and I'm a receptionist.
So how long have you been doing this for?
This year it's probably like for 6 years now.
And do you enjoy doing what you're doing?
Yes, I do, because it's something different from where I was before, from where I started since I've worked.
And what were you doing before?
I was on retail, so I was working at a boutique.
And what is your favorite part about your job and your least favorite part about your job?
Favorite part, okay, it's so relaxed, and then the least part is sometimes like rude customers over the phone.
And how do you deal with rude customers?
I just have to be professional and whichever way I can, and then deal with them and then get over and done with it. Yeah.
And did you go to university or did you study further after school?
Unfortunately, no, I didn't. I just finished matric, and then I had to get to work.
How did you feel that impacted you? Was it positive or negative?
It was positive due to circumstances growing up. It was positive for me.
And then about how much money are you currently making on a month-to-month basis? You can give an estimate or an roundabout.
Yeah, between brackets 10, 15.
And do you feel well compensated? Like, do you feel that the amount of effort that you're putting in is worth the money that you're getting out?
I can say, yeah, it is. It is good. Yeah.
And how much money do you think is comfortable for South Africans to be making in 2025?
Because the rand in this country, it's kind of like shaky. I would say like 30 to and then upwards, just to do all the basic needs. Yeah.
And how much money would you say that the average South African is probably making in this country?
Based for what I've seen then like friends. I think it's like five and then a bit upwards. Yeah.
And have you ever worked remotely?
No, I haven't.
Would you ever like to?
No, I don't think it's something that I'll be looking forward to do. No, I prefer like hands-on. Yeah.
And if you were approached, let's say, by a company internationally and they wanted you to work for them, would you ever take the opportunity?
Yes, I would. Like growing, like as a person, you need to have like growth and then experience some other things. So yeah, I would definitely.
And what was your dream job growing up?
A social worker.
How come?
I fell in love with it since I think it was in primary school, and then growing up, like due to circumstances where I used to live, I thought like if I grow up I want to be a social worker, maybe just change some like people's lives in our community, but then due to circumstances I wasn't. Yeah.
Okay, and then what is the best advice that you have ever received?
Just be yourself and then work hard, focus on positive things. Yeah.
And then last question, what is your favorite thing about South Africa?
It's such a beautiful country. Yeah, beautiful country, beautiful places. People should come and visit this country. We've got beautiful people and amazing people.
What is your name, your age, and what do you do for a living?
So my name is Roland. I'm 19 years old and I'm a food safety clerk for a cheese company.
And do you enjoy doing what you're doing?
Yes, I do very much.
How long have you been doing this for?
For January 2025, it will be my 10th month.
And what made you want to come and join?
Because it actually, my uncle, he works over here, so he took me around to show me the factory. And I felt like there was much more to offer over here. The people were very welcoming.
So did you recently just finish school?
Yes, I did.
And what do you feel is the difference between the working environment and the school environment?
In schooling environment, I'd say like everyone is on your back. There's much more pressure. You have to get everything in order, all your tasks done. And over here, there's not much pressure on you really.
What is your favorite part about your job and your least favorite part about your job?
So the most favorite part of my job is that I'm not located only in one position or in one place at the factory. I'm located at all parts of the floor, and the least favorite part is going to the cold rooms because the temperature is below -12 degrees.
So what food do you guys work in? Like what kinds of food do you guys make?
So in our company we manufacture cheese, all different types of cheese.
What's your favorite cheese?
I'd say Capri.
Good answer. And then growing up, what was your dream job? What did you want to do growing up?
For me, I'd say mechanical engineering.
Are you going to pursue that later on in life?
No, actually, while working and getting involved into the food industry, I'd say that there's a need for more food safety requirements. So no, I don't think I'll pursue that.
And what are you passionate about?
Bodybuilding and gymming.
I love that answer. Okay, and then on a month-to-month basis, how much money are you currently making? You can give me like an estimate or whatever you feel comfortable with.
8,000 to 10,000 a month.
And do you feel well compensated? Do you feel like the amount of money that you're receiving is worth the effort that you're putting in?
Yes, way too much, honestly. I am very pleased.
How much money do you think is comfortable for the average South African to be making in 2025?
I'd say 15,000 to 20,000 rand a month.
And have you ever worked remotely?
No.
Would you ever consider it?
Given the circumstances and if it would be like a much better experience, then yes, of course.
What do you think the positives of working remotely would be?
I'd say that there's less pressure on your back and it's much more comfortable and relaxing.
And then if you were approached by an American company to work for them remotely, would you take the opportunity?
No, unfortunately not, because when I didn't have a job, my company actually took me in, so I'd rather be faithful and stay with them.
That's a lovely answer. Okay, and then what is the best advice that you have ever received?
The best advice I ever received was from my friend's dad, and he told me that whatever you do, never make a female feel bad in life.
Okay, and then last question. What do you feel that our country needs more of? Or the world? What do you feel the world needs more of?
Yeah, I'd say more peace, because peace is honestly, it's very disturbing over here in South Africa or all across the world. It's not maintained and stuff, yeah.
Okay, so what is your name, your age, and what do you do for a living?
My name is Lishe Kagi. I'm 16-year-old, and right now I'm at school. I'm turning grade 10.
And have you ever worked a job? Have you ever done a side hustle or any small jobs where you're earning money?
Yes, I was acting in Lama Drama in the Otasi Mall in the Simmi, yeah.
Do you want to be an actress?
I wanted to be, but nah.
No. And what do you want to be when you're older?
I want to be a cardiologist, yeah, a doctor.
When did that dream come about?
Maybe last year when I was in grade 9, yeah. and now I'm going to grade 10, so it just felt like being a doctor will give me money.
So then, are you enjoying school or are you excited to finish and move on into the working world?
I enjoy school.
Do you want to go to university locally or do you want to go far away?
Far away.
Whereabouts do you plan on going to university?
I wanted to go to America, California.
And then what do you think that the benefits of working in America would be for you?
They pay a lot of money than here. Like, for example, here in South Africa, if you want to be a cardiologist, like a female, they pay you less than a male. And if you want to go to America and you want to be a cardiologist, they'll pay you as same as a male.
So then, what is the best advice that you have ever received?
Today won't be the same as tomorrow, and don't judge a book by its cover.
And what advice would you give your younger self?
Okay, I would say just finish school, even though there's a lot of pressure. Just do what you have power to do. It doesn't matter if you don't do good in your schoolwork, but sometimes you don't have to depend on your school. Some people are not gifted to go to school. Some people maybe are gifted to do hard, using their hands and everything like that. So school is not that one solution to pursue your dreams.
And did you work online during school or not?
I just went to act.
And did you enjoy that time or not really?
Yes, I did. I did.
And what was your favorite part about acting?
When I was singing, I like singing, yeah.
And would you never pursue being a singer?
I think I will.
If the opportunity came to you, would you take it?
I'll grab it, surely.
Okay, and then lastly, what are your favorite subjects in school?
Math, I'm going to do pure maths and physics. Yeah.
How come?
Because I want to be a cardiologist, so I have to take physics and life science.
So when you finish your basic education to when you finish matric, you still have a lot of years of studying after that. And how do you feel about that?
For now, I'm scared, but surely I would do it. I know myself, I would do it. Yeah.
I can tell that you're a hard worker, so I'm sure you're going to be completely fine. And then lastly, what do you feel like our country needs more of?
I think they need to build a lot of orphanage for people who lives in roads, and they must open job opportunities for people maybe places that they don't have jobs.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. So there you have it. Part 4 of Asking South Africans Interesting Questions. We found out how much money they make, what they do for a living, and I think that if you've ever thought about hiring overseas, South Africa would be a great option for you. Visit our website or the link down below to find out more. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.